Alright, we're taking a new strategy with films we actually like. And I'm gonna say this film is really good, so if you don't want spoilers, you're not sure about this film, just go and watch it. And don't watch the rest of this video until you've seen the film.
Yeah, the film's Back to Black, but you'll know that from the title, obviously.
Yeah.
Just finished our Civil War review, and as you just said, this one is actually good, which makes a change on our channel.
Yeah, it's like 90% bad to good ratio so far.
Yeah. We did a double feature in the cinema as well, didn't we? We watched Civil War first, and then we literally had about how many minutes to spare? About 5 minutes before we got into the Amy Winehouse Back to Black. That doesn't really, you don't have time to just settle in, do you? So if, you're thinking this might be bad, sort of thing, and you're like, I'm rushing a bit here. But luckily it was, really good, because especially with a double feature, if the second one's bad, it drags on, doesn't it?
Yeah, and especially because the first one was really bad. So
Yeah.
could have been a double whammy of bad films.
Yeah, which from the trailer, I completely expected Back to Black to be bad. It was a really bad trailer.
The trailer was awful, wasn't it?
Yeah. Did not represent the movie at all, in my opinion. But yeah, I don't know. He's going to summarise the plotline. We'll just go through it though, won't we? Anyway, but
yeah. Basically, it's just about Amy Winehouse's life from 18 or something, isn't it, to when she dies when she's 27.
Yep.
Just shows how she became a person we know, the singer we know, and then their relationship with her family and Blake.
Yep. Yeah, her life love.
Yeah, he's she says his name in loads of her songs.
Yeah, and it shows how she develops musically. Her musical influences, her cultural upbringing, her religious upbringing. It really gets into everything, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So where does the movie start then?
Just starts with her basically in her parents' house or mum's house, is it? Just writing songs, singing them.
Yep.
And she's going to pubs and clubs and stuff and singing. Does she sing her own songs or does she sing other ones?
I think she's singing her own.
She's singing her own songs that she's made up. Some of her early ones, I guess.
Yeah. Which I'd never heard, but we're not really big Amy Winehouse fans.
No.
But yeah, she's just doing the rounds, isn't she, like any young wannabe singer does. And she's a bit of a wrong and really, isn't she? She's going with different men and stuff, but she's only young, isn't she? And she's it just shows she's got a really unique character and personality. She just lives life the way she wants to, basically, doesn't she? Which is to her detriment as well, but
Yeah, and then when she does meet the band manager, is it? Or whatever, promoter, whatever it is.
Yeah, apparently he's something to do with who was it? The Spice Girls.
Oh, yeah.
Something to do with that? Or the label was or something? I don't know.
Yeah, when he meets she meets him. She says to him that she doesn't care about the money or the fame or even. She's not a Spice Girl, basically.
Yeah.
She just makes songs because she doesn't know what else she would do if she didn't make songs.
Yeah. And then at the beginning it shows a lot of her musical influence in it. So a lot from the 60s. A great influence from her nan, who I don't know, was she a singer as well? It sort of seemed like that, didn't it? Or she was at least involved in the sort of London music scene, sort of. She met a few famous people, she was a stylish lady. And she'd say Amy Winehouse took a lot of inspiration from her, really, and she's seen as a great role model.
Yeah, she called her a style icon.
Yeah. And that relationship was probably like the highlight of the movie for me. You know, it's just really, you know, don't know if I can think of a word, but
Yeah, like impactful.
yeah, I clearly had a massive influence on Amy.
Yeah, because like the whole iconic hairstyle she has comes from her grandmother.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're always discussing various artists, aren't they? And you know how much they love that style of music.
Yeah, and the whole family likes music really good. Her dad like sings and that family gathering right at the beginning, they're like singing and having a good time.
Yeah. So yeah, that leads into the whole religious side. So she's from a Jewish heritage. I'm guessing it's all on her father's side, mainly. But I don't know. We didn't really say much about her mum, did I? I think she had quite a fraught relationship with her mother, really. Like, I don't think, and like her sister as well. I don't think they really got on that well. I don't know. Didn't really explain much to it, but
it was not even her sister. It was a remake. Didn't even.
I think it was a sister. Was it because was she living in her mum's house like the whole time?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Like when the parents split up.
Yeah, they split up.
Yeah.
Because at the beginning he wouldn't go and talk to her mum, would he? He wouldn't go in. She was like, Amy's like, oh come on, just come in and talk to her or whatever, because you know she wants them to at least be friends or whatever. But he was having none of it. I didn't go into that, but didn't need to really, did it? Yeah. So you know she's got this whole religious Jewish family, and they're doing singing Jewish songs and stuff, and then she just goes up and belts out something. I forget what song it was, but it was really good, wasn't it? Everyone's like, "Oh yeah," but they like that she's doing it, you know, that she's showing off.
Like that sort of atmosphere, like basically enables her to sing and become a singer.
Yeah, because they're all like showmen. You know, like that's like part of their family like thing. They're all like loud personalities, weren't they? Charismatic.
Yeah, because the dad later on in the film, and the paparazzi are hounding her, and he's like, "Oh, press off and stuff." Paparazzi.
And he fancies himself as like he could do it as well. Then we get up on the stage.
Yeah, she asks him to record a Frank Sinatra song.
Yeah.
Like a cover of it.
Yeah, she's going around all these various local bars in the Camden area, you know, London area, and this is where she like starts with like her alcohol abuse, really, you know, because she's constantly surrounded by it. Who says that to her? That she should try and not be in that environment so often. Was it a nan again? I don't remember.
Yeah, one of the parental figures.
Yeah, because obviously that's just bad for you, isn't it? You know, being there like constantly. Especially like when you're, well, you know, she was clearly drinking too much.
And because like she's getting a bit of fame at that point, isn't she? So like people probably buy her drinks and she doesn't have to pay for a lot, and she's probably got more money than most people as well.
Yeah.
So it's just when you're like that sort of lifestyle, you just get things for free, don't you? And all your bad habits just get like heightened. Everyone enables you.
Yeah. So yeah, just a bit about the cultural background of, you know, London. That whole like sort of like a small town mentality. Like if you live anywhere else in the UK, like back in the day, it was always like that. Like everyone go to the local pub or whatever. They sort of have that in like pockets, don't they, in London? Like everyone knows each other, you know, they help each other out, sort of thing.
Yeah.
That's what it was like. You know, everyone knew Amy and they knew her dad or whatever and stuff, and then they go to the pub and, you know, be like, "Oh, how are you going?" "I know." You know?
Yeah, it's kind of wild because it's only like 10, 20 years ago, and can't imagine that now, can you?
No, like how much the culture's changed.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's next?
She goes into like a promoter, producer thing, and like she's getting some criticism from like audiences, and that she doesn't connect with the audience because she has a guitar and she's drunk and stuff.
Yeah. Of course, that it's a viable criticism.
Yeah.
Because if you got a guitar, you're losing all that body movement on you to like, you see these performers, they're moving, aren't they? She's just standing there with a guitar.
Yeah. But then she doesn't want to be dictated to, does she? She wants to do it the way she does, so she gets annoyed and leaves the building and goes to a local pub because that's her go-to, isn't it?
Yeah.
To go to a pub.
We should say as well, actually, before you go on to the next bit, the dad in that meeting, he's there with her, and he's like, "Oh, come on, these guys know what they're on about. Come on, these guys, they're in the business. Let's at least hear them out." And then she's like, "I'm not having any of that."
So she feels a bit betrayed by her dad because he sides with them.
Yeah.
So she storms out, goes to a local pub. This is where the best thing and the worst thing that ever happens to her happens.
Yeah.
And she meets a boy in the pub.
Yeah. I think this is like a really good scene. It's just if you want like 5 minutes to just like set up a relationship, it was just perfect, wasn't it? It's just showing their personalities like so well, and how they contrast and how they fit together as well. She's a bit more. She's not like reserved, really. Like she's confident or whatever, but she's not like crazy like he was, sort of thing.
Yeah, like he was a joker, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Life of the party type guy.
Yeah, like he just walks around, he's got his chest out, he's got a Fred Perry on. If you live in the UK, you know the guy. I know everyone's met one of these guys. Like,
he's always got a pint in his hand.
Yeah, he's always got a pint in his hand. But yeah, he's like, was he? She's just there, is she? She's sort of drowning her sorrows the first time they meet, right?
Yeah.
It's the first one, right?
Yeah, she's just sitting at the bar drinking like some really expensive drink that he's never heard of. He just gets a straight beer, doesn't he?
Give me a pint of your best German lager.
That's what he's saying. And then he's like, "Oh, one for the lady," and then ask her what she's having. And she says some crazy thing, doesn't she?
Yeah, it's like 5 or 6 different things mixed in,
Yeah. And then he's like, "Alright," to the barman, just get that. Whatever the hell that is, get that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even though he's clearly broken, but he still would buy a lady. And he even knows it's Amy Winehouse, and he knows she's rich.
Yeah,
but he still buys it.
Yeah, he doesn't let her know, does he, that he knows who she is? But yeah, he'd run on the horses, isn't he? And he's like saying to all the lads, he's like, "Oh yeah, something, this whatever horse at the 450 or whatever." Like, 16-1, nice tenner on that. So he's like, he's loving himself, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I drink for a lady." And then later on, she asks him like, "Oh, where'd you live?" Like trying to work out if he's like, got some sort of decent, foundation. She's gonna get a relationship with him. And then he's like, "Oh no, I'm just couch surfing."
That's between things at the moment.
Because he can, just because he can. But yeah, he's got loads of charisma on me, basically. And she just gravitates towards that. She likes, she's young and she likes this sort of guy. And then is it the same scene where they play pool? Is it?
Yeah.
Just goes, go on then, you explain a bit.
Yeah, just play a bit of pool. They stop talking when she's at the bar, and then he goes off to play pool with his mates. And then she's interested in him, so she comes over and says, "Play the winner."
Yeah.
And then obviously he wins.
Yeah.
So she has to play him, and then I guess they stay there for a while because everyone seems to clear out and it gets dark.
Yeah.
And then he whacks on an Amy Winehouse song on the jukebox and starts singing to it, doesn't he? Like, and he reveals to her that he knew who she was the whole time.
Yeah. It's just like really funny. You know, it's just such a good part.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh god, you know. She's like, oh Jesus.
Thought I'd met someone who didn't know who I was.
Yeah.
And then he's just does it so funnily, like
Yeah, yeah.
that she can't be mad at it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, honestly, he just plays that role so well, doesn't he? Yeah, and then, you know, they obviously got great chemistry, you know, as actors and, you know, as a relationship. And then at the end, Blake's current girlfriend comes in, right?
And he's like, oh, this is Amy. And then, I don't remember her name. And
Yeah.
this is whoever.
She's in one of the songs, I think, isn't it? Her name? I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know if it is or not.
Yeah, is that Valerie?
No. Don't think so. I don't know, actually, is it? I don't know. Let's not speculate.
Can't remember, sorry. Didn't do my research.
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes off with her, and then, well, before that, she tells him where she lives.
Yeah.
And then they leave, and then that night, he goes to her house instead of going home with his girlfriend.
Yeah. Or he takes his girlfriend home, he's like, oh, I'm just going to nip out for a quick pint again, or something in the...
Yeah, or if she knows he's addicted to crack, then quick sniff.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, he goes to Amy Winehouse's house, and then obviously things happen from there.
Yeah, it just, you know, goes on from there, doesn't it, really? Yeah. So, when does the whole thing happen with her now? You know, the whole storyline. When does that move on? Is that around then?
Yeah, I think so.
So, Amy and Blake's relationship's getting more serious. And then going along with that, her nan, Amy Winehouse's nan, is like, oh, I got lung cancer. You know, she breaks it to her because Amy offers her a cigarette. She's like, oh no, you know, I can't. Basically.
Yeah, better not.
Yeah.
They just told me I got lung cancer.
Yeah. There's quite an emotional scene, because you know, you know at this point how much she means to Amy Winehouse, you know.
Definitely. And she's obviously devastated by it. And so she goes back to Blake, does she? Confides in him.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
And yeah, she goes to the zoo with him.
Yeah.
And then she mentions that all she wants to be is mum and a wife. And then Blake's like, alright with that. Seems like.
Yeah. And, you know, that's like a massive part of her personality, and Amy's like, her wanting to be a mother and all that.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's probably come from a religious background as well, really, a little bit.
Yeah, because they always have big families, don't they?
Yeah. You know, it's like a great thing
Yeah.
to do that. And that's all she wants, really, and it regularly references to that. Like, you know, there's a few various scenes when she'll see, like, a mother and a child. You know, you can tell she's looking, like, longingly at that sort of thing. Like, you know, she wished she had that.
Yeah. And at the zoo, she phones her nan, doesn't she, to introduce her to Blake, but it shows like she's slowing down a bit, like she doesn't recognise the voice and all that.
Yeah, she can't hear her basically, and she's not all there basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then is that shortly after? I think that's when she has the final scene with her where she does her hair. Like she used to do it. And gives her, I think, a necklace.
Yeah, I forget what I couldn't work out what the necklace was.
But something special to the neck.
Yeah, I didn't research it either again, but yeah. You know, and she's like, give her all this various, you know, way of thinking, and then she passes on this memento, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, because she's going out to America, she to film something. So that's why she's
going out to meet a producer in New York, wasn't she? And, you know, she was like, Nan, I can get them to come here, you know, they love me. you know, I can just get him to come here. I'm a big dog.
Hmm.
And then she's like, oh no, you got to go out there. You know, they're the bosses and all that, basically. You know, which you got to do, haven't you, in business? Can't have it all your own way. Yeah, don't worry about me, sort of thing. And then of course she passes away while she's gone. She's devastating again. And she comes back for the funeral. Just saddened.
And then is it after that Blake goes to prison for the first time?
Yeah. When does he like try and get into drugs? That's like near the beginning, isn't it? Don't know.
Yeah, there's like
got
a
that
few
whole
times
element
where
bit.
he tries to like break up with him and stuff, and it.
Yeah, they got like a fraught relationship in there, you know. But and, like he's like sort of still talking to that, you know, his girlfriend before, you know, sort of thing, you know, continuous.
Yeah, because she's a drunk and a bit abusive too, isn't she?
Yeah.
Like he doesn't want anything to do with it really.
Yeah.
Well, he does, but he knows that it's toxic, so tries to break up with him, but he just can't, can he?
Yeah, right.
Because he's also got an addiction and she's got money, so.
I think he does love her as well, doesn't
he? Yeah. And then he gets back with her the second time because he needs her money, doesn't he? Because he's like in debt with loads of people.
Well, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, he obviously still likes her and he wants to be with her, but he also has that added motivation, doesn't he?
Yeah, I suppose.
The fame and the money.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
so
his mate says to her that because she brings out a new song and it's basically about him, and
yeah.
And his mate's like, oh, you got a good chance here.
Yeah.
So then he gets back with her and then there's a bit more abuse. Alcohol, like he gets hit a few times. And then when she's drunk, and then apparently he'd been out and hit some pub owner. And
fractures eye socket.
And gets arrested and put in jail for 2 years.
Yeah.
And obviously that's really hard for Amy because, you know, he's gone for 2 years.
And obviously, time the window for her to have children is closing.
Yes.
Like, because...
Yeah, they were trying for a child before he got nicked.
Yeah.
Like I had a scene of her looking at pregnancy testing, but it was negative.
Yeah. Yeah. So...
Yeah, and she only lives him, so, like, she wouldn't go out and have a child with anyone else.
Yeah, I'll say.
And then when he's in the nick, then he gets all these counsellors and people telling him that him being with Amy Winehouse is destroying his life, and, you know, she's abusive and all that. Like, all that comes out, I guess.
Yeah, and they're like enabling each other, basically.
Yeah.
Pushing each other to do these bad things.
Yeah, so when she visits him, like when he's close to getting out, he's like realised that he can't be with her, and he tells her, and then that like breaks her heart, doesn't it, basically?
Yeah. There's a whole like paparazzi thing as well, and of them like constantly harassing her, you know, like. Well, she sort of does it to herself as well, though, really, because she's going out being drunk or whatever, being stupid, isn't she?
Yeah.
Drawing attention. You know, if you knock one of her teeth out or whatever, I don't know if that was like a famous thing that happened or something, like, you know. Like one, you know, paparazzi just snapping and she got one of her teeth knocked out, lad. What the hell? It's crazy. And then, yeah, she does get into drugs a little bit, but she's not like... That's not the main thing, is it?
No, it's more the alcohol, isn't it?
Yeah.
And her mental state.
Yeah, she smokes weed, like, but yeah.
She wins an award. Is it a big award?
What do you mean? Like, she does win a Grammy, but what do you mean before
that? Don't know.
She wins like a few Grammys, I think. Obviously, like, the biggest award in music, isn't it? You know, to be fair, it's a great album, man. Support she gets from her dad about that as well.
Yeah, good support.
Yeah. Pretty good guy, wasn't he?
He could have been a bit more strict, but it's hard to deal with people who are addicted to stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Because if you put your foot down and say, no alcohol, and you'd be like this cold person, then that, like, they struggle with that, some people, don't they?
He'd
they
push
just,
him away, didn't
yeah. So he was kind of enabling it a bit, wouldn't he? Like, he would say the odd thing like, oh, maybe you should stop and stuff, but he wouldn't put his foot down and say, like, no, you gotta stop.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know what would be best for her, really.
Nah, don't know really.
Yeah, he did the best he could, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. And then, yeah, we've been through the whole thing with her nan, but, you know, she's always in her mind even upon her death, isn't she? She visits her place where, I don't know, did her nan used to sing there or whatever, like back in the day?
Yeah, a club thing.
Yeah, she goes back there, you know. It's like she wants to remember her. She goes with her dad. So they visited, I forget what you call it in Jewish religion.
Like a mausoleum.
Yeah. There's a word for it, but specific a bit. Yeah, they go there, and she's like, yeah, I'm gonna be in that box one day, basically.
Yeah. Buried with her.
Yep. And, yeah, and she just goes back and, you know, she wants to reminisce about her nan a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a nice scene, that one. You know, just bring it all together.
Yeah. And obviously the dad's like a taxi man, and I think he was a taxi driver, and now he's like a chauffeur.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Just takes her everywhere, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
So they just talk about stuff, don't they, whenever they're going places.
Yeah, yeah.
He always visits her in her house or whatever.
So yeah, I think that's pretty much going to the end now, is it?
Yes.
So yeah, like we said, she wins like a load of Grammys. You know, she buys a big house in London. You know, a few mil. Puts down a few mil, gets a nice crib. She's just setting up or whatever, isn't she?
Yeah, she's brought back like stuff like a bird cage thing that she had in her old house.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of mementos that she's got from the film, basically.
Yeah, and that memory box she had from her nan with photos, you know, old photos and things from back in the day and all that.
Yeah.
And then she's like, you know, I could really do with a drink, you know, basically. I just need a big drink, you know.
But she's been to rehab at that point.
Yeah, yeah.
So she isn't drinking for like ages, a few years or whatever.
Yeah, so obviously her tolerance is like basically non-existent at that point. Like she can't tolerate any alcohol really.
And then she holds firm because her dad's there to like convert her. And then she walks out of the house. And there's obviously the paparazzi are hounding her. And one of them says, oh, have you heard about Blake's new girl's got a child, and she's pregnant? And that obviously breaks Amy Winehouse because that's the only thing she wanted.
Yeah, that's all she cared about, wasn't it, really? That's what she said, she just wanted to be a mum. That's the only thing she wanted.
Yeah. And then she goes and drinks, she gets alcohol from somewhere and then dies from alcohol poisoning.
Yep. Very sad. Yeah, I completely changed my perception of Amy Winehouse. I just thought she was just some, like, drug addict, like, you know, it's a classic story.
Yeah.
But she wasn't at all, really, was she? She was only young. Very sad.
Yeah. So, getting into the star rating then. Biopics, like Elvis.
Yeah.
And all that, then I'd say it's a 5. It's the best one, basically, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or up there is one of the best.
I think it's the best. Yeah, Elvis would have been the best, but for Tom Hanks.
He was awful as the Colonel, and
yeah.
Why didn't they just get some German dude?
Yeah.
Who speaks English, who's an actor?
But then, you know, we spoke about Elvis a few times, haven't we? You know, it's just, it is what it is. It ruined it, didn't it? That's the way it is, mate.
Decent film, could have been greater if they actually cast it properly.
All the stuff, just Elvis, was really good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, it's just really got across how epic he was. You know?
And his wife, Priscilla.
Yeah,
And all
right,
that stuff is good.
yeah, awesome.
But all the Colonel stuff, tragic. Terrible. So yeah, Back to Black doesn't have anything like that, so... And it's really good. Like, the casting in Back to Black is, like, perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, every role. Like, should say actually a Nan, Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. Good movie, innit? Yeah, it's a decent movie. Yeah. Yeah, she's a good actress.
Yeah, I'd say it's the best because Bohemian Rhapsody was pretty good as, like, a music film, but in terms of story, it was quite light on it, really.
Yeah.
It's more about them just touring around performing,
Mm-hmm.
and then a bit of the stuff that the band go up to.
Yeah. Don't even mention Bob Marley. One of the ones we had. So what we got? We got a Bob Dylan one coming out soon. I mean, we got a Beatles one as well, apparently in the works. Bob Dylan's Timothy Chalamet.
Is it?
Yep.
I don't even know who Bob Dylan is. Is he a white guy?
Yeah. I don't really know too much about him. I'm not really into music, am I? Obviously. Neither of us are.
There's that Rocket Man as well. That's pretty poor, wasn't it?
Yeah. Bad. I didn't like that. Just like Elton John just being like a big fairy all the time.
I think Elton John's got some good songs, you can't deny that.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a weird guy. He's a strange person.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, you didn't watch the Whitney Houston, was it?
Yeah.
Was it Whitney Houston?
Yeah, I Want to Dance with Somebody. That's what the film was called.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I didn't watch that because it just looked really bad.
Yeah, and it was terrible. And what else? Are there any others we're missing? We've basically seen them all because for some reason, like a period of like a few years, they're always getting nominated when they for stuff. After the first one, whatever the first one was. I think La La Land really kicked that off, didn't it? All musical sort of thing.
And they just went ham on these, like, singer films in the, what their lives are like.
Yeah.
What was that one where there was another black woman?
I know there's one. No, I'm not thinking. I know there is.
And she was doing drugs and all that stuff, wasn't she?
Yeah. I think of Judy Garland as well.
What was that called? Just called Judy.
Yeah, the United States versus Billie Holiday. That was bad, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was really bad.
Yeah. Then we've also got the Michael Jackson one coming out as like nephew or something's playing him.
Yeah. Is he gonna go full Michael Jackson and turn into the white Michael Jackson as well? Because obviously he looks like the young Michael Jackson.
Yeah, he's gonna do a Robert Downey Jr. in reverse.
Yeah. Reverse blackface.
Gonna be a black
White
guy.
face.
Gonna be a black guy and he's gonna turn himself white. Anyway, I can't see any more, but whatever. I think we got them all, right? But out of them, it's gotta be the best, right?
Yeah, it's definitely the best. And in terms of just general films, it's pretty good, but you can't say it's 5 stars. I'd say it's 4. Just in general.
Yeah.
Maybe 4.5.
Yeah, I'd probably give it 4.5 to be fair, but whether that's just recency bias, I don't know, but...
It's a very enjoyable film, and it's a quintessentially British film.
Yeah, it was. That was the main thing I enjoyed about it.
Maybe if you're American or whatever, you don't get some of the stuff in this film, but for us British people, like, it just captures Britain like perfectly, doesn't it?
Yeah, like, there's all these various personalities in there, but there's just like a way of life in there that we all recognise, like we all grew up with, basically.
Yeah, you all know people like this, people in these films.
Yeah. Like, you just don't have these people in America. And yeah, and that's another thing as well, isn't it? Like it's a nod to British culture, like when they're playing pool, and he's like, "Oh, go on and rack him up," and she's like, "Oh, we play in the British or American rules," and he's like, "Oh, it's British love."
Get that shit out of here. American shit.
So good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then is that all we wanted to talk about? Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just mention the whole Shangri-La thing.
Mm.
You know, when he plays that as well.
Yeah.
That's great, isn't it?
Mm.
That's a Shangri-La song, which I've got to get up.
Yeah. Yeah, basically puts on a song from like 60s, by this girl band, old girl band.
Yeah.
And she's never heard of it. And basically influences her future works.
Well, yeah, I assume it does. It's that song, Leader of the Pack, isn't it? I remember it now. Yeah. And he's like, you know, really enthusiastically miming to it, and he's like dancing and stuff because he loves it. You know, they're both like sort of old souls as well, aren't they? You know, because you forget this is like you say, it's not long ago. It's maybe he only died 13 years ago. Yeah, so it was like when we were, you know, we were around, you know. And they,
I literally remember like people talking about her dying.
yeah, I remember. Yeah, being, yeah.
This is what, I'd be 11, so doxing myself. I'd have been 11 when she died. So.
Yeah.
And then people in school talked about it.
Yeah. But yeah, I wish I'd known more about it before, really, but never mind. I know now.
Yeah. Make sure to go and listen to the songs.
Yeah, it was like that with Elvis. Just listen to his stuff after that, maybe. But I didn't go and listen to like Billie Holiday's stuff after that one because the movie's bad.
Yeah, better sales of this songs and stuff will actually go up in the this film.
Yeah. And then yeah, just a word on the critics so far. I've seen a 51% on Rotten Tomatoes for the time of recording. Don't know what that's all about.
Yeah, I'm just clueless. I don't know a good film, do they?
No, whether there's a lot of Americans watching it, like you say, or something, I don't know. But
even if you don't get British culture, then it's still not half. Like the percent is it? It's, like I'd give it 90%.
Yeah.
At least. And but I'd say if you were being American, then lowest you could go is 75%. About 50. Like, what?
It's just universal themes, isn't it? Like everyone can relate to what happened in their life, surely.
Yeah. So I don't know how they come up with that. They're weird, aren't they?
Yeah.
Some terrible films they nosh off like crazy. Give it 100%, like Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
That's featuring in a video soon. So
Yeah.
Keep your eye out for that. And then some good films like this one, they don't even bat an eyelid at it. They just write it off.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I don't know if we're just missing something and it is bad, but from what I've seen, great movie.
Yeah. I'd recommend it, and then if someone said they didn't like it from my recommendation, I'd say they just have shit taste. Clearly.
You just go up to them straight to their face, don't you?
I'm saying it right now. If you're watching this, and you watch the film based on our recommendation, and you think it's bad, then you got shit taste.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the review.
Anyway, yeah, you saw give you a point. Yeah, great movie. Definitely go and watch it, even though we told you to watch it at the beginning. So if you didn't, go and watch it.
Yeah, if you're not convinced by that, I don't know what will convince you.
Yeah. I don't know, it's on a few times a day as well, so you should be able to find a showtime. Suit you.
I've also got one more thing. If you go to Cineworld, shout out to Cineworld, you can get a free poster, back-to-back poster.
Yeah.
Obviously, I got it.
Yeah.
You can't say no to a free poster, can you?
Yeah, you got like, how many posters you got on your wall?
Like hundreds. Feels like.
Yeah.
My whole wall's full of posters.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be going up. Back-to-back poster will be going up.
Yeah, you have to find space.
Yeah. Well, I'll then set a picture of it up now. in the video.
Yep. And that's it. Signing out again. Until then, well, what are we watching next?
Yeah, it's not one for like a couple of weeks yet, so that's why I said about Everything Everywhere All at Once. We're doing a video top 10 most overrated videos, films.
Yeah. Then we're gonna do underrated as well, aren't we?
Yeah.
I don't know whether we'll do them both this week, but I'll be by next week. But...
Yeah. I'm gonna fill the weekend with a dry week. We're gonna fill it with a new video.
Yeah, because I'm not watching that Abigail. And something else that looks bad as well. I'm not watching that. So yeah.
And maybe we'll get round to the Kung Fu Panda 4, but it's just difficult because there's 3 other films that you have to talk about when you talk about that film.
Yeah. Which we've seen them all, like recently we watched them all, didn't we, before the Kung Fu Panda 4.
Yeah. And like we did with the June one, we had to talk about the first one, didn't we, when we talked about the second one?
Yeah.
And there's 3 more of these ones.
Yeah.
And it's just tough, like, what to say about it, really.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway. See you in the next video where we're gonna trash Everything Ever All at Once. And some other stuff.
Yeah, 9 other things.
Yeah. Bye.